What's up, family? My name is ElijahAmmi, and welcome to my YouTube channel. This is a grown folk channel. This is where we have heart-to-heart conversations and keep it real. Here on this channel, everybody matters. Everybody's family. Here on this channel, we express love because at our core, we are love. I love you guys, and thank you for being with me on this beautiful journey called life. Peace.
What's up, family? Thank you for being with us again. Man, I want to introduce you guys to this beautiful young lady who has a beautiful soul out of Chicago. I met her on the YouTube platform, and man, this young lady is such a breath of fresh air. She's such an inspiration. And I would love for Yara, Artis, hope I pronounced your name right, your last name right. I would love for her to share with you guys her story and whatever she's comfortable with. Miss Yara, it's yours.
Thank you so much. Good morning, or whenever you're watching the video. Thank you so much for having me. So yeah, I would like to start with how I came across your channel and then go back into a little bit about myself. So I remember last year, 2021, obviously, I was going through a difficult time, had a lot of anxiety. I was just dealing with a lot of things. I felt like my time management was off. And I had a lot of things that I was juggling and I wasn't able to be still. I needed some inspiration. And so I came across one of your videos, right? And I believe that topic for today was It's Already Done. And I wish I can go find the thing that I wrote down because I found it as I was cleaning up because I literally wrote it down and it's on my mirror. Like it's already completed. And just that statement alone gave me so much. It gave me exactly what I needed in that time. It like calms my mind and just your strength resonated from the video. So that was a couple months ago. And I was like on that video, which I know a lot of us as viewers were watching, we're like, man, I want to talk to this guy. Like, let's talk. But obviously it's that hesitation, right? Oh my God. Do I want to? What is it like? Should I? Right? And this 2022 comes around. I'm like, you're listening to his content. Obviously, you appreciate it, right? Why not let the person know? And then also, just at that moment, I was looking for some sort of confirmation, validation. You know, I wanted a session. I wanted to talk to him. So I went ahead and did it. And like, Lord God, is exactly how he is in his video, right? It was just him, and it was
all that.
Yes, but it was exactly what I needed in that moment. So just wanted to give you a little backstory. I'm born and raised from the west side of Chicago, single family home, right? Mother, and a lot of things happened in my life where I suffered a lot as far as like drinking, smoking every day, sex, bad relationships, abusive relationships, irresponsible car wreck, repossession, bad credit, fighting, stealing, streets, hustling, like just horrible. Well, what would we call that? Trauma, right? A lot of trauma, a lot of reasons why I could not and should not be here. And I went down those roads. I absolutely 100% went down every road that there was to go. But here I am right now. I just passed my state exam. I'm a licensed therapist. I own a business, and I've been owning a business for about 2 years now. It's personal development coaching where I go into companies, schools, universities, and I teach them about mental health and emotional intelligence. I give presentations on anti-bullying. I did one with the Chicago Department of Public Health. I'm working with the Oak Park District for anti-bullying, as I said. I speak on suicide prevention, just made a video doing that. Also, I'm a published author my book just came out in December. It's called Deeply Rooted, and it's about going through hardships and what I use to get me through the difficulties in my lowest part of my life. So many different things. I work as a therapist, I work as a corporate recruiter, and you can see why I need that session, because I need to manage everything. But what we came to realize is those things don't fill you up, right? And let's be clear, in order to make the accomplishments that I have made, I went back and I changed my coping skills. I readdressed my trauma, which we won't get into here. But still, even when you do that, I just want to emphasize there's still a lot of work. As you see, I'm 30 here and I have a lot of things that I have accomplished, right? But there are some things that I still have to deal with, and people have to know that. When you see people doing things, when you see people that are on these platforms, I'm just like everybody else. I'm just like the girl in the west side of Chicago that made, like I'm her. I'm that little girl out there, and everybody can make it if they apply certain tools and application. So that's a little bit about myself, and thank you for bringing me.
And it's awesome story. You have such an awesome testimony, awesome, beautiful spirit about you. You know what I mean? And it's crazy because I hear this a lot. Man, you don't look, Elijah, you don't look like you've gone through anything. You know what I mean? And here it is, I'll be 52 in a couple of weeks.
Yeah.
You're 30, you know what I mean? And to grow up in the hood and to grow up on the streets, you know what I mean? Do you hear people saying, man, you don't look, especially being in your area, your business line, do you hear people saying, man, Yara, you don't look like you've been from the hood. You don't look like you're from,
you know what?
From the ghetto.
Yeah, well, let's keep it, let's kick it, So yeah, people assume that all the time. But once they get to know me, you can't, it's there, it's like, so people, look, on an intimate level, if you get to know me, my mannerisms, the way I talk, the things that I talk about, because I'm close with certain members of my family, right? Like it comes from my family. And so I trust and love, and I keep certain people around me. The same person that was my best friend in high school, the same person I'm best friend now. And that's how we talk. That's how we kick it. And so if you really know me, the heart of me, you're going to know she's really diverse, but for the people on the outside, absolutely, 100%. They couldn't even imagine. They think you want to go somewhere else when you just want to kick it. Like very simple girl, very, and not saying that people from the hood can be intricate, but I'm saying that it comes with we have a certain brassiness. We have a certain reservation sometimes when it comes to things, and that's how I carry myself, 100%. Even when it comes to being in my doctoral program, they wouldn't ever think. These people here would never think, right? This girl is, and that's the wrong assumption to think. And I'm here to set the bar so high that you would have no other choice but to think and know that we can reach this far. And that, but it's not about, the outside. It's about, oh, you thought I couldn't just because? Yes. Oh, just because I'm still gonna go. Like just because of that, I'm still going, right? And so that's what it's for, 100%.
Yes, and it's crazy because looking at you reminds me a lot of Chelsea Chris, you know what I mean? And just, matter of fact, talking to you last week, and you're the first person that brought her to my attention, Miss America, who's committed suicide, you know what I mean? And on the outside, extremely beautiful young lady, very well accomplished in life, you know what I mean? And yet there were some things within her that she hadn't dealt with yet, that people around her didn't know existed. And, the end result of her life, it is what it is, you know what I mean? And so when you look at people like yourself or like me, just because we look like we're okay, just because we look the way we present ourselves, just because we appear to be accomplished, doesn't mean that we don't have our inner struggles that we're dealing with, that we don't share publicly. Does that make sense?
Yeah, 100%. And that was the reason why when I made my video, I remember I was recording yesterday, the day before yesterday, and I made it very, very, like I switched the treatment for it. It was about to be just motivation, but I made it geared towards suicide awareness and suicide prevention. And I made a distinction to highlight what type of clothes I was wearing, like, because this is where I shop. This is what people, like, you think because I have this or this is going on, but I'm a regular person. I deal with regular things. And I think the gap between, or trying to constantly feel that thing, that voice that's saying you're not good enough, the voice that's saying you're not good enough, and you're like, oh, I win this award. Oh, I get this degree. It just doesn't, that's not the exchange. That's a worldly exchange. That's not a spiritual, a soul exchange. And so the great things about the life. And even when excuse me, the late not Tupac, but love him too, but the late DMX, right? Like we see things like that, and we see these the suicide, and we see that I am able, for my great experience, to go into those pockets and like live, or not live, but I know what they feel like. And then that just alerts me that the job is not done, right? And when I don't turn those into, oh, woe, it's me. I'm so honored and blessed to keep moving in a celebratory way, to say, oh my God, like they motivate me in a way. And I'm not trying to be disrespectful, my condolences, but because I have dabbled in different things and know what it is with substances, because I have felt suicidal thoughts before, I'm like, man, it's time to go. It's time to go. Like, people are out here. It's time to go. Like, don't give up now. Even if I thought I was giving up, this will alert you and say that you can't, right? Because how many times have we just been one thought away? And the thing about that is that thing grew. So do you know how long that grew? That was grew since like teenager. That to go and that type of seed is planted. Like you play with it, you think it's a thing, and then it grows, and then it grows, and then it grows, and then it grows, and it grows. I just want to point that out too. So I understand it, and I know it, and I feel it, and I taste it, and I see it. So yeah.
It's interesting you brought up how suicide is a seed that grows. It becomes alive within us. You know, you and I were talking a while back, and I was talking to you about how I used to work with the kids. And I used to tell them that, man, every time you say something, you're planting a seed, you know, whether it's a seed of positivity or a seed of destruction and negativity, you're planting a seed, and that seed is going to grow. And like with that one orange seed, you could take an orange seed, plant it, and that one seed is going to grow into a tree. That from that one seed, you get this tree, you get this fruit, this abundance of fruit for years. And the same thing with negative thoughts. You know, from that one time of you thinking, or you watching stupid stuff on TV, or entertaining toxic music, you know what I mean? That comes alive in us. That's why they say you are what you eat. And not just what you eat physically, but what you eat emotionally, what you eat mentally. You know, and it's like we forget that, we don't understand that. And it's like, man, just like if you eat toxic food all day long and drink toxic crap all day long, that's going to have an effect on your body. If you eat, entertain, consume toxic stuff, toxic conversations, crap music, you know what I mean, crap shows, that's going to grow, and it's going to fester into something in your life, you know?
Yeah, 100%, 100%.
So what was it that inspired you to change your life? What was it? Because obviously you were going down this one path of just self-destruction, but something had to change in you to get you to become who you are today. And obviously that didn't happen overnight.
Oh
It
no,
was a
that
process, correct?
it was horrible. It was a hard. It was like, you know, to answer your question, it was a feeling of suicide, but it was prompted by a death. Somebody very, 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 very close to me had died. And the world didn't make sense after that placement. I did not have the tools to be able to mentally transcend that, other than personalize that. Why did this happen to me? My life doesn't, you know, we as humans, we become very selfish. I couldn't transcend that. So I went to the lowest level of myself. I like died. I became suicidal. And I knew that because I didn't want to go to work, and I just wanted to wake up. And I was like, okay, I'm about to just get into a whole bunch of trouble. I'm about to drink. I'm about to, like, life is over. Like, this is over with. Like, I'm not going to school. I'm not going to work. That was never a thought of mine. I've never, so I definitely had given up mentally. I didn't have like this plan or anything, but I just felt like this is it. Whatever happens, happen, right? And I knew I was in trouble. I knew I was in very, very, very bad trouble. And I think that people, sometimes we get there, but then we keep moving. I didn't get there and keep moving. I got there, and I made a decision, and I changed my life. Yeah, very, very dark place.
That's awesome. What would you tell an audience of young women who's listening to you um, in their teen years, early 20 years, about life? What advice would you give them? I'm sorry, I should have prepared you before. I
No,
should
no,
have.
no. I just want it to be a genuine answer. You know,
Yeah.
I don't want to go boop, da, 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 and we, da, da, da. No, I want it to be from my heart. Like, what would I really tell? Like, I would tell my kid too, like something, and I would tell them, I would definitely tell my younger self, there's a couple things, those people, man, no, thank you. Like I would say those people, you know how you're looking for validation. When you're in high school, you're like, we need to hang out with this. They're having sex, so we have sex. They're smoking weed, so we smoke weed. Like, no, I would say keep your body to yourself. Those friends, whatever relationship, no, 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 no. Don't follow the in crowd. I would tell myself, man, you're all you need. Like, as cliche as that is, like, it's going to get better. Like, no, you're killing yourself. Do you not, like, Yara, you're dying, dude. Like, you're dying, and then you call it something else. You call it partying. You call it relationship. You're dying. You're disrespecting yourself. You're disrespecting your relationship. I would just tell myself, you're all you need, and like, stop. Literally stop and get help. Like, so I would tell anyone who's listening, even if it doesn't look like it, you're all you need. When you were little, like your parents, it's gonna make sense. Like, don't kill yourself because of what someone else did. It didn't matter if your dad wasn't there. It didn't matter if your mom did this. It does matter, but find somebody who can help you. Your friends and smoking and drinking, that doesn't help. It's not gonna help. You're gonna kill yourself. You're dying. You're dying and you're not talking. So yeah, that's what I would say.
And it's crazy how most of us are on the path of a slow suicide.
Yes.
And
Wow.
we don't even realize it.
Yeah.
We're out partying, turning up, getting laid, doing all the stupid stuff, you know what I mean? And we're just doing us, you know what I mean? And not even realizing that we're committing suicide the slow, long, drawn out way, the miserable way. You know what I mean?
You have to know that. You have to know that. You have to know that. It's so important that you said that, because that's what that is. Now, I'm not saying going out partying and have a good time, whatever. That is what it is. You live your life. Bam. I'm saying when mine was connected to my mom did this, I was raped when this, that it wasn't like, oh, I'm going out having a good time. It was like, I'm hiding something, I'm covering up. And then what do? You get another relation. So I got in a relationship with drinking. I got in a relationship with drink. I got in a relationship with my trauma. I'm not getting in a relationship with my trauma no more. At a certain point, I'm not getting in a relationship with you. Y'all have to stop. Y'all are running my life. And so many years that happened. So many years, it takes away so much of your time because you're oblivious and you're following the world and what people want you to do. But if your parents knew better, if the world knew better, then they would say that, right? Like on the bottles, it would say, we'll help you. It wouldn't say, may be at risk for suicide. You may have this if you take me. No, like you have to find your own truth internally. You got to make things make sense to yourself. You have to re-author yourself. You got to plant those seeds, like you say, I am perfect. For so many years, I couldn't even look at myself. If somebody called me beautiful, I didn't think so. And it wasn't because you said this before, you look the same, is what I thought about myself. Yes. Right? And if you would have called me beautiful and said I was pretty, I would have looked down and I wouldn't have thought. It took me so long to even think I was worthy because of what I was doing to myself.
Yes.
And what I felt like everyone's seen. I felt like when you looked at me, you seen that I had been molested. I felt like when you looked at me, you seen that I was abandoned. I felt like you saw all of that. Nobody's saying anything, but it came off of me. You get what I'm saying? Through my response, my defensiveness, through my trauma, I was screaming a whole bunch of stuff. Save me, drowning, alert, alert. You get it?
Yes. And one of the key things I have to point out here is that you said a couple of things that really intrigued me. You said that, man, we get in all these different relationships, and most of the time when people think about relationships, we think about relationships with another being. But the great majority of us, we get in relationships with our trauma.
Yeah.
You know, the great majority of us, we get in relationships with the bottle or smoking blunts or, you know, sex,
Yeah.
regardless of who is what, you know what I mean? So all these different things become relationships,
Yeah.
codependent relationships for us,
Yep.
you know? And it's crazy because we don't realize that. We're so quick to blame everybody else. Oh, that man, the relationship didn't work because he was narcissistic. He was da, da, da.
Yeah.
And so you jump into the next person, and then the next person, and then the next person.
Not knowing that you're in a relationship with your weed and your drink first.
Yes.
What? Like, what? You got a whole bunch of other, I'm sorry to cut you off. You got a whole bunch of your relationship with your mother, because what she didn't do. Then you relate so much stuff. And then you're like, this relationship didn't work.
Yeah.
You sure? Yara? And I'm talking to myself. Yara, you sure? Because what? I just wanted to say that. Oh,
Because
wow.
the reality is all those other relationships were side chicks. They were all side dudes because the first relationship was with your trauma. The second relationship was with the bottle, the weed, and popping pills, and all these other things. And so your relationship with everybody else, they're like the fourth dude down the line, you know what I mean? Or the fourth woman down the line, because all these other relationships, they're far more important than this dude right here. You know what I mean?
Yep.
So,
Yep.
we don't realize that. We don't even take that into consideration, that our greatest relationships, for the most part, when we're suffering with trauma, is our mental health. It's all of our issues. It's our ego. It's all these other things now that we're doing. And we go to these things, popping pills, smoking, drinking, sex. We go to all these other, well, just popping pills, smoking, and drinking, not realizing that these things create chemical imbalances within us and chemical needs. Now I have to need you. Now I got to get this fixed because I'm chemically dependent on you, you know, whereas my trauma, you go with me wherever I go. You know what I mean? You are me at that time, you know what I mean? But now I go to these things to escape my trauma and my trauma. And now that I'm escaping my trauma and drama, I'm creating more problems because I'm creating more chemical imbalances within me. And I'm even more codependent on all this other crap now. And so we just compound our problems by the poor choices we make, you know? And although it looks like a great escape now, because man, it's helping me turn up, it's helping me escape my trauma. Oh yeah, you still gonna have to answer, you still gonna have to pay the price.
And let's add this to the conversation, right? The fact that, and okay, so what I'm trying to say is that your body, it'll know when things are off, but your body's more systematic. So if you take a drug, your body's going to do exactly what it has to do to survive.
Yes.
So it's not going to say, Yara, don't take the drug. It's going to adapt. That's what the brain does.
Yes.
So even if it's negative, your body doesn't calculate like that. Your body is survive. So it'll adapt to the drug and need the drug. Your spirit, your inner man, that's why you get depression, suicide, because that feels it. Even though your body is saying, I crave it, there's an imbalance because your spirit's like, no, I shouldn't even be doing this. So that's when you get that thing, that imbalance. That's when that imbalance comes, because you know whatever's happening, like your body can adjust to it, but then that spirit man is like, no. Right? Like, so I just want to point out that whether you're smoking or doing whatever, your body's just going to adjust to it. It's not going to necessarily, like, yeah, there's effects to it and you see your health decline, but I'm saying in that moment, your body will just adjust. And then your inner man, your spirit it feels that though. Like it comes out in emotions when you're crying, when you're drunk crying, when you're fighting, when you get into arguments, it just comes out in a different way. So I just want to let you know that sometimes you can't trust your mind or things that are happening, because your body will just keep going. For a long time, I feel like because I was keeping going, that I was okay, because we know how to be strong and keep it going.
Yes.
I was not okay. Just because your body can put up with it doesn't mean you have to keep scarring it. That does not mean it's okay.
Yes.
Yeah.
And you know, it's crazy because and this could go so deep, this conversation. Forever, you know, and it's crazy because as you're taking in all those things, you made a statement earlier, I am all that I need. Everything that I need is within me, you know, and that's the same thing with our body, you know, but we're going looking, excuse me, we're going looking for happiness from this relationship. We're looking for escape with this, whether it's weed, whether it's alcohol, whatever. And all those things are already within us.
Yeah.
We already have those chemicals within us. Our body naturally produces all of those chemicals. And so when you start taking in all these foreign chemicals, your body is saying, oh, hold on, wait a minute, we got too much of this. So I'm gonna stop making this. Oh, we got too much serotonin coming in. Oh, I'm gonna stop making serotonin because we got too much. Oh, we got too much melatonin coming in. So your body stops making it. Now your body needs all this other crap. Your body needs you to bring in all this other stuff because you don't have those chemicals being produced by your body anymore because you shut them off, not even knowing that you were the answer. And so now you got this false, fake stuff coming into your body and you killing yourself. You make the statement earlier, you're killing yourself. You're literally killing yourself and you're stopping your body from being as magical, as mystical, as powerful as it really is. Because you have everything you need. But because you didn't know it, you went looking for all the answers out here.
Yeah.
And it's killing you. It's stopping you from being magical. It's stopping you from being powerful. Now you're just in survival mode. Now you're just a zombie of yourself.
And I just want to point this out. My life paused at that moment. When you start doing things, like your life paused, whatever, like it's like you stay that age. I was like 17 for like years. I was 18, 17 for, 20, that little thing. And when I was 25, I was 17. The restoration of my life came when I started to do the work. So we use drugs, sex, alcohol, anything to fill those voids because we want to exhale to relief. I don't want to feel, I don't want to that, yet we feel everything. We just want to not do the work and get to that relief. People don't want to be, you don't want to be hurt. You don't want to be an alcoholic. You don't want to be a drug addict. You don't want that to happen. I don't want to think about what's going on and I need a quick relief. That's what it is. I want a quick relief, or I'm just doing what everybody else does. That's the promotion in the world. Sex, drugs, alcohol, that's the life. It's not. That's going to kill you. Trust me, I know. I feel like I've died like 30 times and came back. But I decided, you asked me something earlier, I decided to do the work, which was long, hard. I told you being in my apartment for like a year straight, and all I did was cry. And I called my dad and I said, oh my God, I keep crying. And he's like, because you never allowed yourself to. You were drinking, smoking, partying, cursing everybody out. You weren't doing any work, right? I was not doing any work, right? I was not doing any work. So I allowed myself, I like everything that was attached to me that I coped with, I took it away. My body was like, what? What do we do here, right? You're pissed. Go smoke. I said, we can't do that. Do this. You can't do that, and sitting and crying. And what the thing is about it, peep this. A part of my doctoral program, remember I said I had a hard time, right? I failed one of my papers. You can't fail. You can't do this. I had the same feelings. I was pissed. I went to a low moment. I went to down the list. And I'm not drinking, I'm not partying. I don't do that. I drink water, but I'm telling you, like, people think you get to a place. It doesn't, it's just, you know how to do it better. I went to the same space mentally. I was pissed off. I'm like, and I want to drink. I want to smoke. I want to curse somebody out. You go through it, right? But it goes quicker. And then you say, well, you got a lot to lose now. You can't really, and I'm just giving you an inside look on that. It still goes there, just not as intense. I still get pissed off, but it's for different reasons. And thank God because of it. But that angry place, and I went to, oh my God, so here goes some trauma stuff. Like, here you triggered, this then triggered something up in you. And I said, no, we better than this. Right? Then you self-talk yourself out of it, and you plant different seeds. But I just want the audience to know that there is relief, but sometimes the thoughts, everybody gets them. And I think that's the purpose of this call, to humanize, to put people on a different, like it's still things there. When you see people walking around, when you see people's life is not perfect, everybody's the same way, you know, we just deal with things a little bit better than what we used to, because I have different tools. This is a tool, being able to be authentic. This is healing for me, right? This is, I mean, it's about y'all, but you know, it's about me too, being able to tell my truth, because that's what it was for a long time. I feel like I couldn't say anything. When trauma make you with silence, it's my fault. And no, that's not true. So I don't know how I got on that, but I just wanted to express that.
And I'm glad you brought that up, because that's so liberating. Because when we go through trauma, our natural inclination is to shut down.
Yep.
Because we don't want people to see us. Because when we do talk and people dismiss us and invalidate us because they're traumatized and they don't want to do their stuff and they don't want you triggering them. And so we naturally shut down, you know, and we think, man, it's just me. You know, I'm the only one going through this. Man, nobody knows how bad life is and all this other negative stuff. And that's such a trick of the enemy. That's such a trick of the ego to keep you trapped, keep you a prisoner in your own head. You know what I mean? And it's by us speaking and telling our story and sharing our story. And we inspire and encourage and motivate and challenge others that, hey, you know what? You can walk out of your prison anytime you want to. You could get up anytime you want to. You could be free anytime you want to. You choose to stay there because it's a learned behavior. You've done it for years. And so it's comfortable to you. And so it's like, man, it's just like going to the gym. It's hard at first. It sucks at first, you know what I mean? But the more you do it, the more comfortable you get, the stronger you get, the more excited you get about going to the gym. You know what I mean? You're still doing the same stupid exercises that in the beginning hurt you, that had you cramped up, that had you walking like you were crazy. You know what I mean? It's the exact same exercises. It's just your body has gotten stronger. You've gotten used to it. Your muscles have gotten stronger. You've adapted. The same positive learned behavior as we give ourselves with all the same destructive learned behaviors that we do. You know, it's like why we drink, why we smoke. And if you realize, man, the same bottle don't do it for me anymore. Man, I need a little bit more. Man, that one blunt don't do it. I need a little bit more. Man, 2 pills ain't enough for me now. Man, now I gotta have 5, 6 pills. You know, because our tolerance increase with the negativity, and our tolerance increase with weights. Man, now in the beginning, I couldn't put up 45 pounds on each side. You know what I mean? Now I got 4 of them up. You know what I mean? It's the same thing.
Yeah.
We're gonna say something.
Yeah. When it comes to the tolerance level, the first thing that came to my mind is it comes with the people too, and the things you're able to tolerate. So like the more you go dead on the inside, the more the disrespectful the relationship becomes. It's like there's a correlation with the more crap I'm able to put up with. And you're kind of, it's like a badge of honor to be able to put up with somebody's stuff. It's like, and I had to realize, and I just want to point this out, that I was replaying child trauma. I was replaying this certain instance in my life. And I think we tend to do that subconsciously and we don't know. It's not a tend to, there's research with that. But understanding, hey, if you feel like you're going through a pattern and your relationships are ending the same, right? And or you feel like it's an escalation of things that I'm putting up with. Why are we putting our hands on each other now? Like, why are we doing this? And why are we disrespecting each other to come back? I know we've seen it a lot, but that's not life. Like, you know, I had to realize, I was like, oh, we're not supposed to curse each other out? Oh, we're supposed to be, we talk nice. Oh, no yelling. Like, but it's funny, but that was real.
Yes.
I didn't know not to disrespect, like, right? It was like okay. Oh, be quiet. Don't say nothing. Okay. You have to learn that, right? And then sometimes we adopt, I think we become sometimes very self-centered and personable. It's like it's a victim thing all the time. Everybody's doing stuff to us. And I know that comes from a lot of historical events that happen, right? But I'm saying that once we, as you said, move forward and we plant different seeds, and it takes time, and getting to that tolerance level of good stuff, because it's the same thing when you have good things. You're going to want more good, and the good is going to come out. And I'm telling you, you're going to see it happening. Like for anybody who's wanting to know what the other side looks like, amazing. It's joyful. I remember in December, I had so much joy in my heart. I'm dealing with a little bit more now because I have to, with school and stuff. So I'm getting my balance right. And I'm just saying that to be transparent of, it's not all joy and joy. Like, people just deal with things. But I remember in December, I had so much joy in my heart. And I was like, it's, you know, it took you to 30 years. It's about long. It's about time. Somebody has some joy somewhere. But I remember, honestly, I was going back and forth. I said, you know, it took you some time. Now we done waited. A lot of stuff done happened, you know? I'm sick of it. You get what I'm saying? Anyway, so yeah, but I'm saying that it takes time. And I remember just being so overjoyed. And I want to say that there's something, and I don't know who's familiar just with God or whatever you believe, but the pain that you endured, something won't compare to the joy. And it was like the joy was overflowing because I was doing the right thing. I was saying thank you. I was blessing myself. Nothing was coming to, like, it was like, I was like, oh, this is great. You know, it took us some time, but this is great. And I'm saying that it's worth it. And just to encourage people to keep going.
Yes. Awesome. Thank you. You're sitting there talking about your age. Somebody, it's about time. You're 30 years old. And I'm sitting here like, damn. There you go. You know what I mean? I'll be 52 in a few weeks. And it's like, man. And I remember telling you one of the first times that we talked, man, again, you're such a breath of fresh air. You know what I mean? Because I had given up on your generation. And it's like, God, whatever's going to happen with it must be the zombie apocalypse getting ready to happen, you know, because this generation right here, they off the freaking chain. This generation right here, they ain't got nothing going on. You know, it's just, they doing the most. And then I meet people like you know what I mean? 30 years old, you're successful. 30 years old, you're dealing with your stuff. And it's like, dang, there are people out there at that age in their early 20s, in their early 30s who are successful, and not just successful academically or successful financially. They're successful in their mental health. They're successful with dealing with their traumas and their dramas and overcoming them. And so, man, I commend you and I thank you for being a role model for young ladies. I thank you for being a role model for men, you know, who have given up on young ladies who's like, man, they thoughts, you know what I mean? They just freaking off the hook, you know? And so to meet people like yourself, you know, it's like, man, that's awesome. That's awesome. Because you looking at you again, you wouldn't think that, man, this girl's from the hood, you know?
Yeah, I know, right? What are they thinking?
It's like, man, she's had a silver spoon in her mouth the whole
the whole time. I was like, woo, you have really, I said, you need to talk to me more, you know? And but shout out to my people who did what they had to do, you know, but we got our things. So, and that's my thing, right? That's why I'm up here, to bridge that gap. Don't look at what it looks like. Don't look at the internet. Please don't compare yourself to the internet. I got into that too. Because that's not okay. And that's why your platform is so needed to have these discussions, because just people of generation, our generation, I would say, let's say this, how can I put this? I think the one behind us is much more stronger in ways. Our generation is more delicate. We're more susceptible. Do you get it? I feel like us, what I'm trying to say is, like, we don't handle what the last generation handled. Like, y'all can handle certain stuff. It's hitting us, and we like, either we're fighting it back or we're getting lost into it really quickly. And that just to the internet and things being so visible, detachment is very, very important. Detachment when it comes to that. And then also, I believe,
No, I'm sorry, you're talking about detachment, and that's so crucial. We have to learn to detach from our trauma, because our trauma is not who we are. You know what I mean? We have to learn to detach from our twisted way of thinking, because that's not who we are. We take on those identities but that's not who we really are at our core. That's not why we came here. You know,
Right.
those things are to teach us something. Those things are to prepare us and to help us along in our journey and to show us that we already have everything within us. But let go. It's like I deal with so many people who can't let go, who refuse to let go because that's their whole identity. You know, and you get on social media and you see it all over the place. That's their badge of honor, like you were saying. And so they talk about all their stuff, you know, and it's like, look at me, I'm going through this and all this other stuff. And it's like, okay, well, who are you separate from all that trauma? Who are you separate from all that drama? Who are you
Mhm.
separate from all that crap?
I Yes, yeah, and I made like the video I was talking about that I made Saturday. I made a distinction to, I'm a doctoral student, I'm an author, da, 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 but who am I? Right? Like who is Yara? Well, who I am is a West Side Chicago, raised in the hood girl. I'm a survivor. I'm an overcomer. I am a leader. Like spiritually, I'm energetic. I'm inspirational. That's who I am. That's my being, my core, right? The other things are just titles, right? Like those are things that you get when you like, those are things that you, okay, I want to grab that. I can grab that. No, that overcoming, I didn't grab. I went through that. You get what I'm saying? I went through in order to become a leader and just to have a voice. And I want to encourage everyone on this call who's ever listening to know that you have a voice. What I did was I followed that little thing. It's a little thing inside of everyone. It's a little thing. It's like whoop, and you're like before you go get your drink and your smoke and that bad relationship and go da da da. You had this little thing that be like, eh. But then we just keep going. We just keep it going. We like, yeah, let's keep going. Bow, bow. I followed that little instead. That little light, that little thing that you said you're worthy. That little thing that said, what if you can become a millionaire? What if you can break generational curses? What if I can do this thing differently? What if I'm not supposed to be in this basement? What if I'm not supposed to grow up like this? Just as you made yourself this victim trauma, drinking, smoking, fire, you can make yourself into a doctoral student. What is that? Can't you do that? If we can do anything, but what trauma does is that it at the lowest level it just kills your faith and your hope. You become hopeless. That's it. I was just a hopeless soul. You wanted to add to that?
No, you know, and that's the whole purpose of why I want to do what I do. You know,
Yep.
that's the whole purpose of this platform, is to bring hope. You know what I mean? To change the world, to show the world that, hey, now we don't have to keep going down the same destructive path. You know, we have to change some things. And in order to change the world, we first foremost have to change us. We first and foremost have to look at us. What are we doing? What are we doing to be that beacon of hope? What are we doing to be that beacon of love? Because all of our trauma, all of our drama, all of our pain and suffering is to get us to hit rock bottom so that we could finally come to the understanding, become enlightened, and figure out, dang, I'm all I need. Dang, everything that I need is already within me.
Yeah.
Dang, this is who I am. That's what I chose to be. I don't choose to be that anymore.
Mhm.
You know what I mean? I don't choose to be a bandit anymore. I don't, excuse me, I don't choose to be a weed head anymore. I don't
Mhm.
choose to be an alcoholic or a womanizer or a hoe or whatever the crap that we went through.
Mhm.
We have to get to a point where it's like, you know what? It was fun. It was cool. It
Mhm.
helped me get to where I'm at. It
Mhm.
had its place. And so often we look at our struggles and we like, man, that's so bad. That's so bad. And it's like, no, it's not that it's bad.
Yeah.
Understand that all of our trauma, all of our pain, all of our suffering, you cannot be as strong as you are had
Mhm.
you not gone through what you've gone through. All of that stuff has prepared you and strengthened you and
Yeah.
built up your confidence to the point of, man, I've gone through all this crap and I could go through anything. I
Wow.
survived all of that crap. I could survive anything.
Yeah, let me add to the conversation. I was talking on the phone with my dad 2 years ago, remember 2 or 3 years ago, and I was having the moment where I just was by myself, crying, transforming, didn't know. Um, Crying, talking to my dad. And at that time, me and my dad spoke all the time, right? Like, because he was my anchor. Very, very love you, dad so much. And after everything I had been through, he says this, check this. He says, oh, you're just getting started. I said, well, hold up. You get what I'm saying? Did you not hear what I just told? You get what I'm saying? This is what I've been through, Dad. Did you see my life? Do you see that I'm crying? I don't have a bed right now. Like, I'm on the floor crying. Barely have food in the refrigerator right now. I am crying. And I'm trying to figure it out. And he says, everything that God has put you through was only preparing you.
Yes.
You have to serve. I said, what? Now I'm pissed. I'm pissed. This is before I got into my doctoral program. This is before my relationship started changing. This is before, right? But I knew I have, this is which, to your point, the spirit that you develop growing in those areas, your spirit's unbreakable. I don't care if you're a drug addict or not. I don't care if you're alcoholic or not. I don't care if you're a gangster or not. That it's a hustler thing that comes out of you. The reason why I keep going, the hood got that. The hood, that's where I built it at. You got to, because we seeing death every day. When you wake up in the hood, that's all you see is death. So that you have to, you're performing on a level where it's like, okay, I got to keep going, even if you don't realize you're being built like that. So I get to this level and I'm saying, I'm done. This is it. I'm gone. I'm out of it. You get it? But I'm going to cry. And Dad says, oh no, that was just preparing you. That was the other side of it, right? Like, that's the conversation that most of us need to hear. Yes. Nobody had ever said that to me before. I never knew that before. What you talk about? You get, what are you prepare me for? What did you not hear? Do you get, like, I'm trying to figure out, did you not hear what I said? Because I've been through too much. What you mean prepare me? Who I got to talk to? Who I got to fight? What do you mean? I've already went off in my mind. This is it. This is it. When I talk to my clients every day, I get the most joy working as a therapist. Like, I was built for that because I've been through it. The books can teach you stuff, but it's real life. I don't need no book to tell me how to, sometimes it's being quiet, shutting up, listen. Sometimes people need a smile. They want to know that they're beautiful. You know how long that goes? Oh my God, you did really good today. You know how many people in the hood don't hear that? Yes. You did really good today. What? Just that right there can change your life. That's what I needed. That's how I know, right? From not hearing it, I didn't know, but I cried about it for so long just to reach this point in my life to be using everything I thought was useless. Yes. Right? Like, that's how life works. And I was like, Dad, you don't know what you're talking about. I don't know. But you get to that point. I just want to point that out, that because it goes to your point. Definitely goes to your point. That the things will be used, or you just really, it's just used for different things, and you just gotta wait on the other side. I don't know if you could speak to that a little bit and how your experience was for that.
Yes, you're correct. You're absolutely right. And that's the part of the journey. That's the part of our individualized journey. And what God had to show me was like, dude, sit down and shut the hell up. You know what I mean? Just go through the journey. Just enjoy the ride. You want to know everything because you're a control freak.
Yep.
You're a control freak because of all the crap that's happened to you in the past. Yep. You can have to sit here, shut the hell up, and trust me. Either you trust me or you don't. If you trust me, then you can sit back and relax and enjoy the ride and understand that you can't have a testimony until you have a test. The test comes before the testimony. And so all the stuff that you've done in the past, all the crazy, stupid stuff that you've done, all you did was just establish your testimony. All you did was give yourself credibility. So that when I do bring you out and I'm able to put you up on this pedestal, it's you proving yourself to yourself. You've learned to trust yourself because you know all the crap that you've gone through. Now I can put you on this pedestal and I teach you and take you right back into those same places. And those people listen to you because of your testimony. Whereas you wouldn't have had no street cred unless you went through that stuff. And so I was like, oh, snap, okay. But we want to know the answers. We want to know when we're in our struggle, man, okay, where am I going to be? When am I going to be there? How am I going to get there? And how come it can't be today? You know what I mean? How come you can't make it happen now? You know, but that's part of the process of us just learning and just detaching ourselves from all that toxic stuff that we've allowed to attach itself to us and putting it in its proper perspective and bringing in all the positive stuff and changing our thinking. Because we grew up in survival mode. And now we have to shift that survival mode. Although we still have it, we shift that survival mode from reigning supreme in our life to love. I'm a beacon of hope. I'm a beacon of joy. I'm an inspiration. I'm not just trying to make it and I'm gonna get mine. I'm gonna help everybody else.
Yep.
I'm gonna show everybody their worth.
Right. By being ourselves, though,
Yes.
authentically ourselves, right?
Yes.
Not by my degree.
Yes.
Not by, like, that's what's respected too. That's a universal language. Let's be clear. Education and things are just universal. There's just a language. If you want to be like, but you don't need that to speak language, right? You got to do your inner work. And it's just by being ourselves. That's what I had to get to. Right. And I said, like, ever since I had our conversation, authenticity has been just spruing out. I created different content for my video. Right. I'm just like yesterday, you're like, you look like a light. I'm like, yeah, some stuff going on because I'm just being myself. I'm not saying things that are correct. I'm being Yara and I'm telling my story. And I was overthinking when I started working because you're in school, right? And mind you, peep this. I was in school, dropped out of school, got back in school. Like, let's be clear. This is not, people think school and all, but all you see is that I did the school. All you know is that I'm in the doctoral program. You don't know how many times in classes I failed to get to where I need to get. That's a point for people that are listening. Don't matter how many times you fail, get to the fucking end. Just get to the end. Anyway, I'm just saying that to say that, sorry,
that hood came out real quick.
Hello, listen, just get to the, that's my mama. I don't care how you do it. How many mamas say that? I don't care how you do it. You need to get there. Anyway, I was going somewhere. I forgot. I was going somewhere. Sorry, I forgot. But yeah, continue school. Forgot the thought.
Yeah, no, you're talking about getting to the end and just stand true to the course.
Oh yeah, being authentic. Thank you so much. Yeah, by being our or my authentic self, it resonates more with people and just telling my story. And even when I had a speaking engagement the day before yesterday, Saturday, that's when I talked to you. Sunday, nope, I had a speaking presentation yesterday, and I didn't have any notes. The questions that they asked me, right? Usually I'll come, let's get some notes. Where's the presentation at? Where are your notes, Yara? What are you gonna say? You know, they're asking you, what would you say to the youth? They're asking me, and I'm like, man, if you can't go up there and be yourself, it's not gonna be real. You can research all you want. Yes. You know what I'm saying? And so I just heard you say in the back of my mind, there go the hood coming out again.
Yeah, you're good. Yara, I thank you for this time. I thank you for your beautiful energy. I thank you for your life, your role modeling, just all that you're doing to make life better for others. I appreciate you. I salute you. I would love to have you back on the platform again.
Yes, yes.
Namaste.
Namaste. Thank you so much, Elijah. I appreciate this opportunity. Thank you for having me.
No problem. Man, thank you, Yara, for being on today. I appreciate you. You have such a beautiful energy, man, beautiful personality. What's going on with you now? What are you working on? I know you said you had a book that came out. What's the name of your book?
Yeah, I just want to say thank you for allowing me to come on here and speak about my experience and help me become more authentic and genuine and just get the message out. So I appreciate you and your platform. So yeah, I am a published author. I just came out with a book, and it goes over about 7 or 8 tools surrounding getting through difficulties and hardships, resilience building. I know we've all been through there, and it's on Amazon, excuse me. All of them are on Amazon, and it's deeply rooted. So I can link that somewhere. We can put that somewhere, but it's on Amazon. Also, I have counseling sessions as well. And you can find me and email me, just Yara Artis. You can message me on Facebook, right? Also, I have an Instagram, and that's Consult Yara, CONSULTYARA. But my first and last name, Yara Artis, YARA, last name ARTIS. Yes.
Awesome. That's. Is there anything you'd like to share with the tribe before we conclude the session today, as far as what you have going on, your goals, where you're going? Any final messages you want to leave?
Yeah, so I do have I just want to point to what my company does in general. Like I am a licensed therapist, and that goes through another entity, Lotus Healing, and that's professional. I do have Consult Yara, that's another business. And I go into schools, universities, I just did a presentation on anti-bullying campaign for the Oak Park districts. I work with the Chicago Department of Mental Health, of Public Health. I did a presentation on mental health and things like that. So I do personal development coaching where I go over like I promote the importance of culturally sensitive mental health. So helping people understand mental health, but from the perspective of a minority or those who you just go through difficult times, and then also emotional intelligence as well. Just want to point that out there. And that's Consult Yara, that's personal development coaching. And then to everyone in your tribe, to your family, be compassionate, be nice to yourself, be kind to yourself, be loving. Start with yourself. And I appreciate the platform. I appreciate the work that you do. Such a great connection, great work that we're doing here.
Yes. Thank you, family. You guys already know, man, we're changing the world. One person, one heart, and one mind at a time. And again, this Tribal Tuesday, it's about not me, it's about you guys. It's about you guys coming on and showcasing your trials, your tests, but your accomplishments as well. And us showcasing what you're doing, your businesses, your platforms, and us being able to support each other. Okay, so man, thank you guys. I love you. And again, Ms. Yara, I appreciate you. I honor you, and I support you in any way I can. Namaste.
Absolutely. Thank you so much. Namaste. Appreciate you guys. Thank you for the opportunity. I'll see you soon.
Peace.